Welcome to Eerie Encounters, where the dense embrace of the woods gives birth to spine-chilling tales of forest horror. Within the shadows of ancient trees and beneath the moonlit canopy lurk mysterious forces and malevolent beings that haunt the hearts of those who dare to venture deep into the wilderness. From whispered legends of vengeful spirits to unsettling encounters with inexplicable entities, our channel delves into the darkest corners of the forest, delivering bone-chilling narratives that will leave you questioning every rustle in the leaves.
The wind howled through the desolate forest, carrying with it an eerie sense of dread. Sarah and her friends had ventured deep into the woods, seeking thrills and excitement on a moonlit night. But as they continued their trek, a feeling of unease settled upon them like a thick fog. They stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin, its worn wooden walls creaking in the breeze. Against their better judgment, they decided to explore its haunting interior. The rusty door screeched open, revealing a room frozen in time. Cobwebs draped the furniture, and a layer of dust covered everything. Unbeknownst to them, an ancient curse lurked within those walls. As they stepped further into the cabin, the temperature dropped, and an icy chill slithered down their spines. Shadows danced ominously on the walls, whispering secrets long forgotten. One by one, the friends started to disappear, vanishing into thin air without a trace. Sarah was left trembling, her heart pounding in her chest. Desperation consumed her as she searched for her friends, but the cabin seemed to play tricks on her senses. The walls shifted, the floor trembled beneath her feet, and malevolent laughter echoed through the corridors. Unable to escape, Sarah found herself trapped in a room with no windows or doors. Panic consumed her as the walls closed in, squeezing the air from her lungs. The room was suffocating, a claustrophobic nightmare. Just as she thought all hope was lost, a voice whispered from the darkness. It offered her a chance to break the curse, to save herself and her friends. Desperate, she agreed without hesitation. A blinding light enveloped the room, and when Sarah opened her eyes, she was back in the forest, the cabin nowhere in sight. She stumbled upon her friends, dazed and confused, but unharmed. Though they escaped the horrors of that cursed cabin, the memory of that night would forever haunt them. They had faced true terror and survived, forever bonded by the nightmare they had endured. And they knew they would never venture into the woods again, for fear of awakening something far more sinister.
In the depths of a sinister forest, shrouded in an eerie mist, lay an ancient grove where legends spoke of an unspeakable evil that lurked within its heart. People from the nearby village dared not venture close, for they believed malevolent spirits haunted the woods. One fateful night, a group of adventurous teenagers, drawn by curiosity and a desire to prove their bravery, decided to challenge the forest's terrifying reputation. Sarah, Mark, Lily, and Jake, armed with flashlights and nervous laughter, ventured deeper into the darkness. As they walked among the gnarled trees and tangled undergrowth, a sense of foreboding enveloped them. The forest seemed to breathe with a life of its own. An ominous silence hung in the air, broken only by the distant hooting of an owl. Sarah's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced among the trees. Ignoring the unease, they pressed on, seeking the heart of the grove. The further they went, the denser the fog became, until it was almost impossible to see each other. Panic started to creep in, and they realized they were hopelessly lost. Suddenly, a chilling wind swept through the trees, whispering incomprehensible words that sent shivers down their spines. Mark's flashlight died, plunging them into complete darkness. Their frantic breaths echoed through the silence. In the distance, a dim light flickered, offering a glimmer of hope. Hoping it was a way out, they followed it deeper into the forest, stumbling over roots and fallen branches. As they drew nearer, they noticed the light emanated from an abandoned cabin, its rotting wood giving it a sinister appearance. Against their better judgment, they cautiously entered the cabin. Inside, a thick layer of dust covered the decaying furniture. Strange symbols adorned the walls, and a faint smell of decay filled the air. Lily noticed an old journal on the floor, its pages filled with disturbing drawings and cryptic writings. As they read the journal, the cabin seemed to come alive with malevolence. The symbols glowed ominously, and the air grew thick with malevolent energy. Panic turned to terror as they realized that they had stumbled upon a cursed place, home to an ancient malevolence. Unable to escape, they were trapped in the cabin as an unseen force toyed with their minds, dredging up their deepest fears and regrets. Sarah heard the haunting cries of lost souls. Mark saw the grotesque faces of vengeful spirits. Lily felt the icy grip of death around her heart, and Jake confronted a sinister doppelganger of himself. The malevolence grew stronger, feeding on their fear and despair. Desperate to break free, they mustered their courage and confronted the darkness within themselves. They realized that only by facing their fears head-on could they hope to escape the clutches of the ancient evil. With newfound determination, they embraced their fears and united their wills against the malevolent force. In a burst of blinding light, the cabin shook violently, and they found themselves outside, the forest engulfed in the first light of dawn. Breathing heavily, they fled the cursed grove, vowing never to speak of their harrowing ordeal. The forest stood silent once more, as if the malevolence had retreated into the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting souls to dare step foot within its domain.